Okay, I've taken all the parts out of the box and the bags, and I think now I'm ready to start the build process. So I might fast forward through some of this and go back to normal time here and there to discuss certain things. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. The time is almost 8:30, so we'll just say 8:30, and we're gonna get going on this. First thing I'm gonna do is probably start with the rudder. So it's got these plastic tabs. These are CA hinges. I've done a few of these on other aircraft. First time I've had to do it on a Hobby King product, but I'm sure it's not uncommon to the brand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply some CA into the holes here and then slide it in place. Wait a few minutes and it'll glue and be pretty strong. Oh, you know what? Actually, this needs to go in first, otherwise, yeah. See, that's what happens when you don't read the manual, right? You think it's simple, and you do something and you mess it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the glue here first. Normally for something like this, I would use Gorilla Glue, and in fact, I might do a little mixture of both here. I do have some Gorilla Glue, so I'm gonna add a little bit of Gorilla Glue to the top and the bottom. Scuff this up with my fingernail a little bit so it's a little rougher, so it'll adhere a little better. But Gorilla Glue, man, I love this stuff for my foam models. It seems to work so good at keeping things from sliding around. And then what I'm going to do is add just a little bit of CA just to keep it in place once I get it in there. Not much, just a little bit. All of this is optional, of course. If you want to just use CA, I'm sure we'll be just fine. If you want to use even hot glue, would probably be just fine in this situation. So get that lined up in there. That's good. Looks good to me. And then I'm gonna put this on. Just put the So when I put the glue in, I push this in and then I flex it back and forth because you want to make sure it's not so tight that the rudder can't move. So that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's working, that's moving. All right, so there we go. The main fuselage is done. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and put the main wing on next before the mains. So the wing has two screws that attach it to the fuselage and two pegs that go into the fuselage to lock it in place. I also noticed, something I'll show you guys real quick, it looks like they have a board, a mating board here, and these are actually spring, they're on compression, so these little pins here are not just, I don't know how to describe it, but they give a little bit, which is probably good because if you take this on and off, you don't want it to be rigid or they'd snap. So, and then there's the contact boards. Let me get this nice and close so you can see what I'm talking about there with the pin. So, go ahead and slide this in place. Oops. Now, I haven't plugged this in yet, so once I get my servo tester on here, we'll see how good a job I did and if it's secure. So it's pretty good. Now let's get the main gear on. These look like they just press fit right in. It looks like there's 2 screw holes there. So there's that. So it looks like, if I bring this up to the camera, you see how there's these holes right here for the landing gear. It looks like there should be a screw or something you put in there to hold this in place. But I'm not seeing any applicable screws in the box. I have the 2 screws for the wing, and then I have a screw for the spinner, but I don't seem to have anything that fits that. So I have some in my toolbox. It's not a big deal, but I don't know if it's supposed to come with screws or not. I'll be looking up the manual later, so maybe nothing's supposed to go there. I guess we'll see. Stirrups or the footsteps on. These can just go in with they have a little spike on them, but I'm going to put some glue just to make sure that those don't come off. And who am I kidding? First time you put it in the car, you know these are going to break off, but hey, you can always hope for the best. So one stirrup goes in here, just like that. And I did it so that it's angled away from the plane. That makes sense to me, but I guess if I were a scale nut, I'd be looking it up online and make dang sure I was doing it right, but whatever. There's that. One more. And what I do is I test fit it in. Make sure, like that one, I didn't do exactly where I wanted, so there you go. That's where I want that. So now, with the holes there, put some more glue. And slide this in here. And there we go. Only other two things I got left are some servo clevises, which I think those are extra because the clevises are already attached. So yeah, there she is, guys, with all of her little doodads and features. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what this is. Maybe that's part of the scale aircraft or something else. I'm not sure. So if you know what that is, maybe post it in the comments. Let me know, because I plead ignorance on that. So there she is. That's a nice looking model.